Alright peeps, welcome back to one version where we are in a mild panic because our big old reservoir is empty. Our long reservoir is naturally empty because we haven't got round to bloody deepening it yet. And our brand new farming area is just about to start drying up here. I mean, if you didn't believe me, just look at this dry bit of ground here. Our cassavas are not going to be very happy very soon. So I have thought of a way to deal with this, because our most important thing is that we do not dry this river. We've got natural blueberries, we've got unreplantable mangroves, and natural pine forests knocking around. Don't care if this river gets dried up, it can wait. This one though, it needs 5 fluid dumps. And to stop all of the fluid being dumped straight down into this big pit here, I've decided to pop down a fancy pants valve on here. So that's only going to let water out. There is a valve on the other side, going the other direction, but that's closed. And then beneath our deep water pump here, we have got ourselves a bit of a levee situation, which you can see here. So we shouldn't have any river water going down into this hole. And we really need to sort this out. Rather sharpish, beavers. So what maximum priorities do we have on the map? Absolutely none. That is perfect. Because beavers, I really need you to get this back up and running first and foremost. And I can't bear to sit and watch the river drain at 1x speed. So beavers, get this bloody valve system in. And most importantly, let's start slurping some water up again before it evaporates. Oh, there we go. We beavers have got everything up and running here. So we are not going to be allowing water out into this bit hole. We're keeping it in the river. Now, have we got any fluid dumps in? We have. So we now should have a nice chill river for the rest of this 10-day drought. Now, of course, we are going to be absolutely rocketing our water all over the shop here. So we need to make sure that we have got a lot of water slurpers knocking about for when the temperate season rolls round. I've also built us a fancy staircase here so beavers can get up across the warehousing, over the roof, and have more access to these fluid dumps rather than just this path here. Oh peeps, I tell you what, like, I was hoping this farm would last more than a bloody episode, but we did get the shortest of temperate seasons in the last cycle, so you know, it's to be expected, especially when we don't have everything fully up and running yet. Oh, speaking of fully up and running, we can delete this bit there. Crucially, pick up a free log and plank here, and then replace it with a dynamite. So I reckon as we got the sun setting here, it could be a canny time to kaboom this layer down. We've got all the dynamites we need in on this layer, or at least that we, need to be down to access on this layer. For up here, we can simply swing over the sides. But you can see our new depth, it's gonna be fair bloody dinkum. But now that we've got our emergency fluid dumpers, we've got all of this back up and running, it's officially time to give the beavers a proper distraction here. And I'm gonna choose this bit of area to set up quite the distraction for them. And of course, we're gonna do that in a bit of a speedy up fashion. Now crazy, but you may as well get to see us plonking doing all of the fanciness, even if it does involve a mid-speedy up bit spending of science points. But I reckon it'll all be worth it in the end, Especially once I show the beavers how they are accessing this bit exercise plaza. We're going to be getting a stair up there. We're then going to be whipping out some 3 long platforms so we can get some paths all the way up here. Get some spirally stair boyos on there. And then 2 single platforms. And that is how our beavers are going to access up here. Isn't it indeed fancy with the unnecessary spirals and that? And the cherry on top is the fact we can get a fancy cupcake propaganda banner up here. Now as for under here, no cupcake propaganda, pure brazier action. And I say with 8.8 days remaining, beavers, focus on getting the exercise plazas up and running. Be your best beaver selves. Now I do want to make use of this little plot here, however, we need to make sure that our forester can still see down here, which they might not be able to anymore due to the fact that I put the bloody exercise plaza in. Where can you see to? You can see to these laddies here, which is right in front of where the path is. So, let's go ahead and see where old mate can see. Oh, that's spot on, because they can see there, so that is perfect. So as I was saying, let's get ourselves a bit of a platform up here, that way we're not disrupting anything. And you know what, just to cement it in, there's the path. Now we could simply just get a stair on there, but I mean, however, that's not very fancy now, is it? We're going to have to get the spirals up and running. But not there, of course, that would be silly. The spiral has to go in the middle, otherwise how else would we access our fresh water here? Although that is unfortunately going to leave us with a couple of pather boots, so we're going to have to sort that out by bringing this back one. Now that leaves us a nice area where we can get some fancy pants benches doing for our beavers so they can sit and relax once they've finished exercising. Now underneath this platform we are not going to be popping a brazier. We're going to be popping on some rotated propaganda. That's so when the beavers are exercising, they get to see the cupcake, and when they're walking past, they cop a subliminal side glance of the cupcake. Now, how are we doing over here? I see that we're drying up. I see that our pots are emptying. Our river level is doing read, I think. I don't think that's went up, you know. Like, I think we're basically maybe holding steady. We just need to try and keep this green for the next 8.3 days and we'll be happy. We'll be okay if we keep it about 4 or 5 days, because we should have some decent drought resistance knocking about. But I'd still rather not have a dry old river. And while we're here with maximum priority, we should probably get the hats on the warehouse. And I reckon this is an unfortunately perfect angle to do a speedy up it in. Oh, look at the dry eggplant cave. Well, there's no need for those farmers to be bloody farming anymore, is there? Well, now, as I was saying, we'll be able to infer how low the water level is in the hole thanks to those yellowing oaks. And on the left, you'll be able to see the new central farm. Hopefully not dry up, but it's likely gonna bloody dry up. And yeah, I can see that these water slurpers are not moving their straws at all, so they're getting paused. Apologies for the flashies, I just needed to get all the water slurpers paused and ended up clicking the path like a bloody speedy up noob. But look at how wonderfully our cupcake propaganda, exercise plazas are coming along. Well, a lot of that speedy up bit might end up nowhere because this little platform up here can be reached, apparently. I don't know how. Oh, guess who didn't maximum prioritise the stairs? And with 3.2 days remaining, beavers, I have a feeling that you are not going to actually get up there, because that's going to become high priority, and these water slurpers up here are going to become a maximum bloody priority, as well as the bonus way hour there. Ooh, we even have some kabooms to gun off. Being our beavers for reals, get these all plunked in. And how did I do on my pause job here? There was 1 left unpaused. That's not bad, that like, 2 left unpaused. Really, that's not as good as it could have been. Definitely not worth accidentally clicking the bloody path and gone flashy on the speedy up bit. But yeah, nah, look at this. We've got actually a half decent amount of water remaining. I was genuinely scared that we were going to have no water left at the end of this. I mean, we've got no water left in this hole, which is going to be quite the odd and eerie sight. Look at those valves there. 1 in, 1 out. Nay, messing about. And you didn't want to be doing here when the water's here and you get slopped right up. Now our 5 fluid dumps actually seem to have kept this river tippity topped off. That is amazing. We're going to be pausing ye 5 lads. We've got 3 days worth of water in this river. There's no question about that. And I reckon this is a fair dinkum angle to see our beavers banging in those water slurpers. Especially because when the bloody... Oh, actually, it's not even going to be a speedy up bit. The beavers have just banged in the bloody water slurpers. Peeps, that literally took the beavers 0.4 of a day there. I was going to say you'll be able to see the water rising up out of here when the tide changes, but I severely misjudged the efficiency of our speed for beavers. Look at them, they just come for a second and then they're gone bang bang bye, bang bang bye. And before you know it, the hour hangs in. Ooh, we definitely need to get them to bang the brazier in a maximum priority like beavers. Do not allow yourselves to get that out. Yeah, we'll get this built first, and then we'll get the stairs, just in case the stairs block the brazier. And with the brazier in, the stairs are unpaused. Can we get a final bangity bang on there? And we have a new secondary path up to the slurpers. And since we have this new path unlocked, Some of you can probably already see what my plan is for up here. But let's distract our beavers even further with heaps and heaps of well-being. We're going to start off with flower rooftop terraces. Then we're going to bust out with dirt all the way along like this. And that's of course so we can get 3 fancy campfires knocking around. Each accessed with their own bit stair. And as you walk up the stair, you are blessed by the beaver statues surrounding you. You know, I reckon that is most certainly a high priority build for our beavers. Now, we just need to tackle woo beavers. What's a crack you like? How many injured beavers? 16 injured beavers! New maximum priority job for your beavers. I want you to get all of those in before the temperate season rolls round. And I mean it. I'll go up to 24 working days if I have to. Different ye testers. And we got the beavers here, resting and recovering peacefully in their beds. Just chilling, recovering peacefully, like I said. Well, now look, we got all the beds occupied. We'll have loads of healthy beavers, and they just swap beds. I swear they just swap beds. But anywho, bed swapping aside, I am blown away at the fact that we still have irrigation up here. Like, yeah, now, you've got the dry patch that I was on about earlier, but the corn and the cassavas are still growing like knee beavers business. Look, you can even replant them if you're feeling juicy. And one last thing, beavers, before we get into the temperate season. Can you please put those stairs on? Because I'm sick of you having to go all the way over here to climb these stairs to go all the way along the Badwater Aqueduct, doing these stairs to get to these TNTs. I'd much rather you just casually plunk some planks in here. But not genuinely, peeps, though. Like, for real, right? I'm not taking the piss or anything here. This is still hydrating all of this farm. After, what was it, 13 or 14 days we had at the beginning of this episode. And yeah, now there's been no new water in here, because we've had no water on the effing map. I think how well this stays irrigated. Like, legit, look, we got some canolas over here, we got some canolas over here. But other than that, it stayed irrigated to next to nothing at all down here. Properly. You know what? Let's get the depth sensor out. What is the level here? 0.08! And it's still growing. This is a bigger success than my Badwater Aqueduct. And I didn't think that was possible. This is just such an absolute success story right here. But yeah, anywho, it's about to become cycle 41. We'll have the water coming straight up here any time at all. There it is. It's coming up. It's gonna spill over. And then it immediately goes down there and gets slurped up by all of these automatically unpaused water slopers. Now I'm in no big rush to manually unpause all of these. We still need to wait for this bit of water to go all the way down here, start pushing out of this waterfall, and then make its way down this bit tunnel here, all the way down to this valve here, which I need to manually open for now. This isn't supposed to open during a temperate season. We're just, you know, having an emergency it open at the moment. And I'm going to unpause all the water slopers right before clock off the clock, so we can have a bit of a buffer for our slopers. Oh, and peeps, seeing all of these nigh on empty warehouses, I do not like it, like. How's well water level doing here? Oh, you can see old mate's not slurping a thing. I think we might just have to go on unlimited on you, you know. Slap that up to unlimited, and if we take the world away, we'll be able to see this water level absolutely fly up. And with the water level officially all the way back up, it's time to get this bad lad back down to half a block. And ideally, remember to switch it off completely. Oh, look at our synchronized beavers! Oh, they were practicing, but they weren't ready for prime time just yet. They're a tad bit novice. I'll have to keep my eye out for some more synchronized gathering, like that was canny swanky. And I imagine up here, we're simply just allowing some water out at a lovely slow rate. We're not in a big rush doing at this river, once again. No water comes out of here unless it's an emergency. I must admit, like, I do have to pat myself on the back just a wee bit to say I like how this water splits itself. Like I said, we got 2.5 blocks coming from these sources. We currently send 2 blocks straight into the big old reservoir. Once that's full, that closes. We then send 2 blocks underneath the bad water aqueduct into the long reservoir here. And then once that's full up, we just send all the water down the cascade / down our OG1 river here. Now the more logical thing to do would be use this as an overflow, or at the very least have a couple of floodgates at the top here as an overflow. However, I really want the cascade to be a thing, so that is why we are just not doing anything to this river. Well, I say not doing anything. Oh, no, I didn't even get into the speedy up bit of building all of this. What we're actually going to be doing over here. Big spoiler, we're actually going to be doing something over here, which unfortunately includes demolishing a bloody natural stay. But yeah, now let's dive into the speedy up bit here. Because I'm going to plonk down loads and 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 loads of large tanks. Until I realise that I left a too long gap, yeah! Well, that's all going to get redone, but I'm not going to do another speedy up bit for it. But with less than a day until this drought kicks in, it's time to turn our attention to say this wee river here, which of course is staying properly tippity topped off. Now we aren't pushing any water out of here, are we? No, that's looking good in there. I'm not seeing any water pushing out of there. To be safe, I'm definitely bringing it down to 9-0, because if I look now, there's definitely water pushing out of there, and that's a massive waste. While that river's doing its thing, let's check on the feed for that river, aka the long, slightly deeper reservoir here. Tell you what, I cannot wait for this whole thing to be in. It's going to be absolutely glorious. Well, assuming we can keep it filled, that is. Because our big old reservoir's once again not full. And that's been getting 6 days of solid 2 block straight innies. Well, for now, I really want to see this floodgate gone down. So I'm going to go and speed my way through the night and catch us as we get the drought hitting. Oh, and here it comes, peeps. We've got the brand new 21-day drought. And all the water fishing out of that floodgate, keeping our cascade pool nice and topped off. And hopefully that will keep this whole farm fully green for the next at least 21 days. All of our bonus water slurpers have automatically paused, thanks to their automation here. The water level is already dropping down in our bit hole here. Oh, we are slurping faster than we are releasing, like. But to be fair, you know what I should do? Genuinely, we need to make sure this actually works first. But I can still do this, right. If I click this bit valve here, automate that to say this one temp sensor here. When that temp sensor's on, I can have this at half a block. So it's allowing water to flow into this bit pool here, and we're not just relying on this. Because, yeah, now, we're definitely slurping more than we're dumping. And I'm also very concerned, that we haven't been actually getting any water into this bloody river here. This is a sorry state of affairs. Let's just switch 2 of these on, and hopefully we can sort of keep on top of it without draining all of our tanks here. Because we have got an uphill battle ahead of us, peeps. Look at the amount of them! But yeah, no, truly an uphill battle. Oh, and looking at the one thing that's not full on our resource counter here, it is finally time to get 2 beavers in the centrifuge. We're gonna double our bloody output. Oh, hang about. What's this here? We've got more demand than supply. I thought that was illegal. There's one way we can sort that out, and that's by adding plenty of warehousing in here. Because if you have a look, we can only store 40 bloody metal blocks. That's no good. We need to get our metal block warehouse in here. And I'm gonna go crazy with it, peeps. I'm gonna get all of this warehouse fully done during this next speedy up bit here. Now, to be fair, these should absolutely fly in, because it's mostly just like 12 logs or something. What I'm thinking might take a bit longer are the campfires and whatnots. Although, to be fair, beavers, you've absolutely bossed those in. Now, yeah, now you've still got the beaver statues to do, but I had a grand old idea of how we are going to keep these warehouses nice and dry. We're going to slap on a big old roof. And, of course, we're going to have to do a bit of an hour hang. which is fine because we need to keep the dynamite dry. So 3 long hour hang on there, 2 more lanky roofs on there. And I'm thinking to top this off, we're going to have to pop a roof, of course. On this end, we're going to have to switch it up, get a bit of cupcake propaganda up on the colony. And then for the rest of this roof spine, it has to be braziers. And the reason we're popping braziers up there is because we're going to have fire from the rooftop terraces, fire from the campfires, so why not have fire from the braziers? Now, of course, building this isn't going to be so simple. We're going to have to delete that bit roof so we can get stairs and a path down here and start micromanaging this nonsense. Now, actually, if we've got 10k water, I might go ahead and just pause these. Just allow the reservoirs to chill for a cycle, you know. We'll still have 2 slurping away, but it should be a lot easier on our reservoir than having all of them slurping away. Oh, and you know, we're pushing the wall in here once so we can get some more tanks in, because we just didn't have enough tanks ready to go. Now, while our beavers are busy banging away at this roof, I'm going to go ahead and design the pièce de résistance, the finest roof around. We're going to start this finest roof around by getting into decorations, getting our 2x1 roof out, and very simply doing an auto rotate and a left click to place. Naturally, with a brazier on top. Now, to construct this wonderful old place, we are unfortunately going to have to whack out some of these bad lads. So let's get 1 spiral staircase, a 2 spiral staircase, and then a pause of 1 of these roofs. And we should now be able to build everything up here. And it'll also give us a way to go to the top and build some more exercise plazas. Haha, that's right. Ye didn't miss yours. Thanks to a wee platform and then a 6 long overhang, we are going to be getting 2 exercise plazas on top of this big Hoosier estate here. Now, how are your beavers going to access these exercise plazas, pray tell, I hear you say? And that is where it gets even better, peeps. We are going to get a fancy pants spiral staircase on here. We're going to whip out a casual double platform on here. And then we're going to probably click the wrong size bridge to connect. How are they? Now that is shimmikaroo. And I will be remiss if I don't take this opportunity to connect these paths up here. So let's have a salaganders. Can I pop myself a no, I can't. It's going to have to be maybe. Oh, but if I do that, then there's no way to get up here. Well, maybe instead of going that way, we can have the overhang going up the side like that. And to be fair, that gives me the opportunity to have a bit of a longer bridge connection. So, you know, I don't quite like that, to be honest with you. Now, I think I'm just going to have to be remiss and not connect these paths together here. That's alright. It just gives us a chance to pop some lovely lanterns down. Maybe think about connecting a bridge. If a bridge will go over these shrubs, I absolutely will. Let's test this. Will the bridge go over the shrubs, or will it shite? In that case, we're going to be settling for a lovely bit of a bench for the beaver to rest and recover on after I place it the correct way around. But as I was going to say, after they've been in the exercise plaza here. You know, I'm a fair fan of that. And we're going to have some fit beavers over the one river side of this bloody map, aren't we? Now, how did yous come along building all of this, beavers? Is this not in range or something? Yeah, it's in range. Beavers? Why are you not? Oh, here we go. Beavers coming down to bang this in. It's all good. The herd is having a whinge, and they were like, don't worry, MiGly, we'll sort you out. And we're extracts all the way in double figures now. We're absolutely laughing at this. Speaking of laughing at things, are you seeing the roofs over here? Oh, I love these roofs. They're absolutely mental. Look at that one just sitting by itself on the door there. Not even on top of anything. But these roofs cover a secret. A secret hidden behind the wall. Can you hear it? Bang, banging away. Or are you just sitting there being all like, what are you talking about? But surely, with the fires a-roaring, we are going to get some beavers getting up through the stairs to join us on the campfire. Hey, beavers, anybody coming up to join your pal MiGly the Cupcake at the rooftop terrace / campfire up here? Anybody I guess I haven't quite done enough to win our beavers back after the incident. Which we will be. Oh no. Oh, babes! Oh no! We got 15 days! 15 days! What? What is going on with this here? For reals, this has just been open the whole time, essentially. Because it kinda looks that way. Yeah, this isn't really supposed to be open the whole time. We have got ourselves a bit of a recovery effort on our hands. Yo, what? And I did it to myself, peeps. That's what really hurts. I only went and forgot to turn that to 0 when it's off. Oh, well then. Yes, we have been just dumping half a block out. Oh, we're back in the same situation again! And on the bombshell, we're gonna have to whip out an end of episode spinneroon speedy up it. I do hope you've enjoyed this episode of rescuing our beavers from the brink of extinction, getting their trust back with all the fancy well-being upgrades, and they can say we've got a mega construction project. Sorry beeps, but I've just saw the big reservoir dry up. It's probably already happened for ye long ago. But yeah, nah, definitely a situation we find ourselves in. A situation that we need to rectify in the next bloody episode, yeah. And I mean, my current hope is that we get a nice 9-day temperate season so we can fill up all of our reservoir. Oh yeah, and maybe not make silly mistakes like allowing the reservoir to leak out water the whole bloody time, MiGly. You'd think by cycle 41 I would know better. Yeah, nah, but honestly, peeps, I'm absolutely spewing about that valve. I was even saying it's all set up perfect, you didn't want to mess with it. There's even a spark of memory saying not to forget to change that back. But the best bit is we're going to have to open it again in the next episode to get water back in the river while we fill our bloody reservoirs. Oh, this has taken an absolute turn for the worst. We're pretty much in the same place as we were in episode 1. We just have a lot more beavers to feed now. But who knows? Maybe the next episode will hold the answer. And Fook knows when that's gonna be. So until then, have yourself a canny old time. And I'll catch yous in the next one. Toodaloo!